The step back has been a go-to move for elite shooters in the NBA for decades, allowing them to create space and release the ball over the outstretched arms of pesky defenders. But there's one young rookie who seemingly made the move his own despite only being in his second year in the association. Luka Doncic has developed one of the nastiest and most effective stepbacks we've ever seen, but is this the best in NBA history?
Doncic, nice step back, and he fires!
Today, we're going to go over Luka's step back and compare it to those of some of the greatest NBA players ever. Be sure to stay until the end to find out whether he really does have the best the league has ever witnessed. And remember to subscribe for more NBA content.
I thought it was going to be
hard. He stared at Wesley Johnson, and then
Luka is only in the midst of his sophomore year in the NBA. Yet, he's already one of the league's best young talents and arguably an MVP candidate. The Dallas Mavericks' electric point guard is currently averaging 28.7 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 8.7 assists per contest at just 21 years of age. He's shooting 46% from the field, 32% from three, and 75% from the free throw line. At 6'7", Doncic is one of the tallest floor generals in the NBA. Though he's young, he's already mastered the ability to use his height and size to see over defenses and shoot over shorter defenders. Luka isn't especially athletic and rarely finishes above the rim, but he has a broad arsenal of crafty under-the-rim finishes at his disposal thanks to the time he spent playing professional basketball in the EuroLeague before traveling to the United States to play at the next level. In particular, Doncic has neutralized defenders with his deadly step-back jumper. Because of his height and high-arching jump shot, it's nearly impossible for most point guards to truly contest him when he pulls out this move. Luka shot 37% on step-backs as a rookie, and he's shooting 35% with them this season. Both of those marks are higher than his regular three-point percentages from those years, meaning he's ever more dangerous when he steps back behind the three-point line than on catch-and-shoot threes. But even though the step back has experienced a resurgence in popular basketball culture during Luka's first 2 years, he wasn't the first to pull it off. In fact, there were countless others who used it to their advantage before him. Immediately, James Harden comes to mind. The Rockets' superstar combo guard has been using the step back for years and to great effect. It's one of the many reasons why he's developed into the best scorer in the NBA and debatably one of the best in league history. Many have argued that his version of the step back results in many uncalled traveling violations, but Harden makes it look so smooth that he rarely gets penalized for it.
And a lot of the 7-footers now in the NBA.
nasty from James Harden.
The Celtics' Kemba Walker is also infamous for his step back, though for different reasons than his peers. He made college basketball history with a step-back jumper in the 2010 Big East tournament as a member of the UConn Huskies. In the winning seconds of the conference's championship game at Madison Square Garden, Walker used the step-back on an unwitting Pittsburgh defender to win the game at the buzzer, cementing his name in college basketball lore. To this day, Walker still uses the same move to confuse NBA defenders and free himself up for open jumpers on the perimeter. And no conversation about step-backs would be complete without mentioning the legendary LeBron James. LeBron has always had the step-back in his bag, but he's been going to the move more and more as he's gotten older and started relying on his jump shot more and more. He may not be driving to the basket as often, but he's managed to keep his opponents on their toes by adopting a step-back of his own. As many fans have pointed out, James often stares at the ball in his hands before stepping back to take long, contested three-pointers. But even if his defenders have recognized the same pattern, they haven't been able to stop him from draining shots in their faces thus far. Finally, the Golden State Warriors' Stephen Curry was also using the step back to trick unwary defenders long before Luka entered the NBA. Curry, like Doncic, often pulls out the step back after a complicated series of dribble moves, catching his opponents completely off guard. He gets them off balance with his crossovers and hesitations, then sends them in the opposite direction with a step back. It's a move that's helped him greatly on his way to becoming the greatest three-point shooter the NBA has ever seen. Of course, the step back didn't just originate a few years ago. Players from previous eras have also used it to win scoring titles and take home championships. Boston legend Larry Bird, for instance, fooled defenders with it all the time. Dirk Nowitzki, though he often stepped back and shot off one foot, was another European player who decimated opponents with his own iteration of the move. Michael Jordan and the late Kobe Bryant, who had very similar games, also used the step back quite frequently. Like the rest of these players, they were both such skilled finishers in the paint that defenders had to respect their ability to drive, which in turn gave them space to execute the step back. Luka Doncic may have the best step back in the game right now, but he's following in the footsteps of those who came before him, and there will likely be players who perfect it in their own way in the years to come. Remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on content, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
From deep. Unfazed Luka Doncic.